morning, Dave. Good morning, Amber. We're running a little behind on our normal scheduled day, but I'm glad to see everybody back. We're moving into the new studio. It might sound a little echoey because we're working on some sounding stuff that we got to get worked out. But we got Dave in house. How was your holidays, Dave?
Good. Did the regular family thing. Spent time with the parents, my sister and brother. So it was very nice. Uneventful, which is the way I like it. So I heard some horror stories from other people, and I'm glad that I didn't have any to contribute. So just very, very calm. That's what I like.
We kept it simple. We went out to eat went for Thanksgiving during lunch, I guess if you say. We didn't. House was sort of disarrayed, so we didn't do anything crazy, crazy here, and we ended up going by Mom's house and visiting, letting her feel good.
Yeah.
Then Amber came back and napped, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I love a nap.
Well, last couple of years, that's what I did. I took my parents out to Cracker Barrel, so I just kept it simple.
That's where we went.
Really?
That's
actually pretty good.
We went to the one in Bessemer.
Oh, yeah, that's the one we used to go to.
Yeah, we went out there to meet my son and his mama.
Okay.
And her guy.
Yeah.
So it turned out pretty good. The wait wasn't too terribly bad. It was a little bit of a wait, but beat the hell out of cooking and cleaning, I guess.
I know that.
But coming up, I guess we can say it on here. Next Friday, this coming Friday, we're doing a friends thing here for decorating the tree and domesticate Amber a little bit, and she's going to cook for us and all that good stuff. And
What you cooking?
The one thing I can cook.
Give it to me. Hot dog. What? What is it?
Chicken and dumplings.
All right.
she makes great chicken dumplings. So we're going to do that.
Awesome.
Get into the spirits a little bit and use you guys for labor by decorating my tree.
Copy that. And then you're going to sit on a couch and just direct?
Yeah, man.
Drink some eggnog.
Yeah, I might
wait.
I might throw a few ornaments on the tree, but
Right. Can't wait to get here and get to work. Hell.
Yeah. Well, we kind of thought about it for Joe. Joe doesn't. His family's pretty far off, and so trying to keep him in the holiday spirits. But
Good.
yeah,
No, I'll be here.
because he runs solo like you, keep you in the holiday spirits.
Yeah, because I get down, man.
You
So-
get down. you and your dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you can actually bring Dexter
Oh, really?
next week. Yeah.
Ooh, will Pancho care for that?
Poncho, he dealt with Rogue.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Dexter's pretty chill. How many people are you expecting before I bring that knucklehead?
Hell if I know. This was his.
Well, it's kind of my idea, so I don't know. I was gonna invite him, just a couple. I don't want it to be a full-on, rave party, but
Okay.
But I'll let you know midweek.
Yeah, let me know, man. So, I was at my sister's, and we were talking about, you reminisce when you go back to, hanging out with family and all that. And she had to reheat something in the microwave, and I turned to my mom and I said, "You remember when we got our first microwave?"
I remember.
It blew my mind because my dad came home and he goes, "Hey, tomorrow I'm gonna bring this box home and it's gonna cook a hot dog in 30 seconds." And I went, "What? 30 seconds? No way!" So I waited. Next day, comes in with his mic. I think they spent like $3,000. It was ridiculous, Oh, it was. It was crazy because it was cutting edge technology, So he goes, "David, watch this," and he puts a hot dog in. I'm like, "This is the best thing in the world." So then he goes, "Well, it's nothing." He goes, "There's a bag you can put in and make popcorn. And popcorn will be ready in 2 minutes." And I would get the hell out of here. This is unfucking believable. Straight sorcery you're doing. Shit. And I remember my young mind being so blown away. It was just, I couldn't comprehend that shit. But now, microwave's part of everyday life, cell phones, all that.
Oh yeah, it's like Gavin doesn't know life without cell phones or microwaves.
Yeah.
I remember the microwave my parents. We were living in Center Point, and
Well, we're in Grayson Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I actually lived in Grayson Valley at one time, by the way, but we weren't there at the time. But it was funny because they brought in this ginormous.
Yeah.
Well, everything looks big when you're a kid too, but I just remember the damn thing was a lot bigger than the one I got now.
Right.
It was ginormous, and because you could put a whole turkey in this son of a bitch.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was huge, and I just remember them saying, "Whatever you do, do not put anything metal
Yeah.
in this thing."
Yeah.
It's like, and if you get, and those are the ones where if you had a fucking pacemaker, you had to get out the room because it set your hair on fire.
I think those initial ones actually had a nuclear reactor in the backside of it. Those things people were concerned about
They were
radiation.
Yeah, they were bad because they did. I mean, they had signs on there where if you had a pacemaker,
Yeah.
don't fucking be in the room when they light that son of a bitch off
telling you.
because you
Yeah.
have heart palpitations.
Yeah. Well, no, I was convinced flying cars was right around the corner when I saw that thing. I thought, shit, we're not far now. But
Hey man, you never know.
yeah.
Have you seen the hover bikes that the United Arab Emirates are working on?
I thought
Yes.
that was just a what's the word? Like a
Joke?
no, like a
Promo?
protocol? Not a protocol.
They're
What's-
prototype, yeah.
Prototype.
But they
prototype.
are, yeah, they're working on them though.
Okay.
Those are for real. They've got them fucking things, and it was all because of guys building shit in their backyards, testing it. There was a guy that built one. It was crazy big, and he set up a huge quadcopter, and it was ginormous and ridiculous, and it would only float about 2 foot off the ground, and he had it basically tied down where it wouldn't just fucking take off, and it's just developed. Now they make it where the main body looks like a sport bike.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that supposedly you can't turn over on them.
Yeah,
Right.
they have a gyro something inside them, so they only lean so far. They only tilt so far.
Yeah. Oh, they look cool as hell.
There will be kids that live that won't know life without that. Can you imagine?
They said that within 20 years, we will look back at today and laugh at the fact that we had to drive our own vehicles, is what they're saying. They said that concept will be so foreign to children in the future, in the near future,
Yeah.
that it'll be like saying that almost like you had to ride a horse to work.
Well, think about this, man. There's kids that laugh at CDs.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
forget my tape collection.
Well, and I was actually looking at the poster behind you. It says soundtrack available on LPs, cassettes, and CDs. I thought,
Yeah.
damn, I wonder what
Then-
year did that come out?
That was in the
93,
90s.
93, 96,
Yeah. I was telling her,
94.
yeah, my favorite all-time movie right there, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
It's fantastic, man. It's but it's amazing, man. I watched that, and then there's a guy that's got the quarter scale jet RC models. Like a model. It's a quarter scale, but they make them, and the guys get out there and fly them. It's like the precursor to drones and shit. And they're out there flying jets and whatever. They make these little jet engines.
Oh, really?
From their super
like
powerful.
like little mini jet engines.
Little mini jet engines.
Nice.
And these fucking things are unbelievable. You have to check it out. So these guys got that technology knocked down, but what they did, they've taken one guy from Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere like that. He made a wing. I think we talked about this before, and he strapped 4 of these bitches into this retractable wing. So when you extend it out, it automatically locks. So they took him up in an airplane. He jumps out of a fucking airplane. It's got a parachute on it, too, by the way. So he jumps out of the fucking airplane. He's a skydiver. He jumps out of the airplane, rolls a little bit, kind of gets in, and extends those wings. And as soon as he extends, they lock out. We got somebody calling in. All right, looks like we got Tim calling in on the phone today. How you doing, Tim?
Man, I'm good. How are y'all?
Man, doing
Hey,
good.
Tim.
How was,
Hey, girl, what are you doing?
Oh, bullshitting.
you recovering from that great game yesterday?
I am. Like I told you earlier, I don't remember much about the fourth quarter, but when I woke up, I seen it was good, so I'm all right with that.
You got to rewatch it on that DVR, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. I watched it, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, anytime you're on the winning end of it, hell, it's a good thing.
Yeah, we weren't talking about football when you called in. I know we were talking about space age technology like
Microwaves.
Microwaves.
Is Joe? Do I hear Joe talking?
No, that's Dave. We got me, Chris, Amber, and Dave in the house today. Joe's out of town.
Good.
Joe's out of town today. He's out visiting friends. But no, we got off on talking about everything from when we got our first microwaves to guys over in the United Arab Emirates flying quadcopter motorcycles for the police department and how crazy technology's changing.
Well, I hate Joe ain't there, but hell, it'll sound like he's there.
That's right.
Well, Tim's got to get one shot in every time.
Well, you know me, brother.
That's it. Well, we were talking about, I need to get, we got a friend of ours that works for Rydell, and he's talking about the new football helmets having the technology in them to where on the sidelines with the pad, when a guy gets hit, they can tell how much pressure was inflicted on the guy's head.
Wow.
Because sometimes you don't know you don't know if you've got a concussion or not. Mm-hmm. When you're playing, 'cause you're amped up, you got energy, adrenaline going and whatnot. But they're making it to where the equipment has sensors in it, and they know how much force you take.
That's cool as hell, man.
What do you think about that, Tim?
Yeah. Well, I've actually seen that. I've seen something on Sports Center about that because it's actually got a little battery pack that fits in the back of the shoulder pad. So when it goes off, the green light, it'll go from green to red.
Yeah.
The little light will light up, and that'll let him know that he's just got the shit knocked out of him. He needs to sit down.
Well, I think that's gonna. I think there's gonna be two. There's gonna be two rules of thought on that. The one rule is that some guys can take more pressure than other guys, and the other thing is, I think that when guys are knuckleheads, no, coach, I can keep on going. I think it'll save them in the long run, whether they like it at the moment or not. Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, if they'd had that shit around when I played, brother, them lights never would have went off. They'd all stayed on. Because they had no way of knowing. Back then you'd get your damn bell rung in a game, and the coach would say, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And you'd say 12, and he'd say, "That's close enough. Go back out there."
Yeah, but then again, keep in mind, Tim played back when they had leather helmets, so he went.
Yeah, no face mask.
The dentist must have loved y'all.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. All he had to do was just concentrate on that one tooth. So he was good.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Devil Dave ain't on stage, but by God, you wouldn't know it.
That's right. Well, we were actually talking about Lavelle coming to town in a couple of weeks. Man, we're kind of excited about that.
I am amped up to see him.
He's kind of a funny
Lavelle
guy.
Edward?
Funny. Lavelle Crawford,
No.
at the Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Start on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited.
I worked with him years ago, and that son of a bitch wore a red suit, and I ain't never forgot it.
That's a lot of red material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And
He's a big guy, man.
Yeah, he's really big. He probably wouldn't remember me because I think I was probably an opening act back then because it was a long time ago. It was probably 20 years ago.
You think you might be able to sneak down there for that show? That'd be fun thing for all.
Well,
of us.
you got old Dave right there. Hell, Dave get you in. Hell, he's got more pull than I got over there now.
Oh shit, I don't know about that, but I do need you to work me some magic and get me on that ticket with him.
Well, I tell you what, I will. I'll do it. Unless he's got a guy that, because he comes quite often, he may have somebody he likes to use. That's the thing. They, if there's anybody in town that he likes, he'll and hell, it could even be somebody like Dino. Dino Posey, somebody like that. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them will do that. If they get somebody they really like, they'll tell Bruce, try to line this person up. But if he doesn't have anybody, I sure will. I'll call Bruce. I'll try to call him tomorrow, and I'll tell him that you're wanting to work with some of these big comics, and he'll hook you up.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just the MC, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's what it will be. You're
Okay.
not gonna move up that fast, brother.
No, I mean I didn't want to do a guest. I mean not guest spot or anything like that. Just MC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could. He'd probably do that. I'm sure he would, because I'm sure he's heard good things. I mean, you did real well the other night, and I don't know who would have said anything bad about it. So. I heard that Tim was there, but I didn't get to see Tim, and if I could have bend his ear a little bit, that would have helped too. But somebody told me he was there, but I'd never seen him. I looked for him, and I couldn't find him, so I don't know if he was there or not.
Who is Tim?
Tim is a guy that they use. He used to be full time, but he's had like 127 heart attacks.
Oh, I ran into that guy.
did you?
Yeah. Lauren.
And he has one about, and I'm not exaggerating. He'll have one or two a month. I mean, that's truth. And
he looked
he's
rough.
got yeah, and he's been there forever. And he was there before. He was there when they had opened it up as that dinner theater. So he kind of came with the building, and he was. He's kind of their manager. He used to be the kitchen manager when Zach worked there, and he's managed the whole, there's nothing there he can't do, and then they bring him in occasionally when somebody's out or sick or whatever, so he'll still work there. He's just not full-time.
Okay.
That's cool.
But he's still got a lot of pull, and he's a good guy, and if I could have got with him and got him to meet Dave, it would have been really good, but... I'll see him before it's all over with, I'm sure. I hope he don't have a heart attack and check out before I see him.
Well, I know that we had a great time, man. That was a good outing. I don't know if you noticed on social media, I posted a few pictures up on Instagram, Facebook, different things of us.
I did. I seen that.
Yeah, it's that was a good. And you did a great show, man. I think that was that had to be. As far as from the ones I've watched, that was the best show I've seen you do.
I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
That was
you were I'm gonna tell you, I felt like I had to do that because the last couple shows that I've done, I don't think I was really prepared for the show. Because the two that we had at Club South, I was more concentrating on Joe and Dave and y'all trying to get people in there, and I really didn't put a lot of time in the show. And so when this show come around, I hadn't been on stage there in about 9 months. I wrote out my show the day before, and I went back and looked at some old tapes of, 15, 20 years ago and brought back some old stuff. And a lot of people that were leaving said, hey, I seen that new stuff you got. It's really good. I didn't tell them it was 20 years old. But
well, it's the old saying you always said, it might be old to you, but it's new to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it did. I felt like the show went well, but I felt like I owed everybody that because the last couple of shows I've done, I don't think I put a lot into it. But I actually did this one. I concentrated and rehearsed the show a day or so, so I had it nailed down pretty good before I went on stage. So,
well, it sounded like it. You damn sure delivered. That's for sure.
Look, even my neighbor was texting me throughout the show. And telling me what a good job.
He was the guy that was sitting right at the end of the stage, right?
Yeah, he had chicken wings in both hands. Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
But he was sitting by
he was
himself.
stage left, wasn't he?
Yep.
Was he stage left? Yeah.
Yeah, that guy lives across the street from me.
Yeah, he was having a big time, man. He was just laughing. He was all by himself. And,
yeah.
I think I made a comment to him at one time about something. I don't know what it was, but yeah, he was. He was having a big time.
Yeah, you high-fived
Oh,
him,
really?
I think. Yeah, once.
Huh.
You leaned down. You said something, and he started laughing, and I think you leaned down and gave him the high five.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but anytime you pick up somebody and you can see that they're really enjoying the show, and you can pick at them, and the little guy down front, the gray-headed guy that I was messing with, his son-in-law.
Yeah.
He was having a good time until I said what I said to him. And he was like, hey, man, I was liking you till you said that.
Do you think it was more which part? The part that if you were gay, or the part that you could do better?
No, I think that. No. Probably the part of.
He can do better.
Oh, I thought it was a part if I was gay. That part.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I think that was it, and he looked like he was okay with that, but when I told him I could do better, he was like, well, shit.
Yeah. I think they were pretty straight-laced. I think they were expecting more of a PG show, because I was watching them as I was talking, and you could tell they were kind of cringing a little bit when I was on stage.
Yeah, that old girl.
Well, sometimes though, when they're like that, if you get on somebody and not on them hard, but play with somebody at their table, that kind of loosens them up a little bit because they feel like, oh hell, he's messing with me. He's picked me to play with. So, and sometimes that works, and sometimes it don't.
Yeah, that little girl, when you started talking to her, when you started talking to her man about splitting that mortgage with another guy, she didn't.
Oh, her poor dad.
She was cringing a little bit. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a great show though, and I knew it would be. I knew if I just had my shit together, I knew it was going to be a good show because I knew Dave was going to do good, and I've worked with Dino enough, and I knew he was going to do good. So it was kind of like cheating by the time I got out there.
Well,
so
my
go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all I was going to say. Well, the thing y'all got to do now is y'all got to get another one lined up, man. We got to see some. I don't want y'all to hit them too much back to back, but I'd like to see you two
Some consistency.
Yeah, get something going, man. I mean, especially that's home base, so to speak. And I'd like to see y'all do.
Well, I had talked to Bruce about. I told you I was going to do that retirement thing, and he flat shot that down. He said we're not going to do that. He didn't want to have anything to do with that, and he said that's a bad idea. And Laura said it was a bad idea, and I'm glad I didn't do it because I'm going to tell you something. I was at work the next day after that show, and about midway through the shift, I started thinking, I am glad that I didn't do a retirement show because I'm sitting here right now wanting to get back on stage, so I would have really regretted it if I had done it.
Hey, I'd like to go on record and say that I called that. When I think that I told you, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there was a conversation between me and you about that, and I told you that your fire would be rekindled. And the great thing about comedy is there is no age limit on comedy.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's not. And the people that did come, from work, and they knew Dave too. Hell, they knew Dave better than they did me. They came, and the next morning, one of them came up to me and he said, "Man, I don't know why you're working here. You ought to be in Hollywood."
That's a good feeling, man.
You said the same thing?
I said, well, I promise you. I said, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be in fucking Hollywood. I promise you that. I'd be somewhere else. I wouldn't be there.
Well,
I'd be out there today putting down fires out.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is you never know the things that happen, that rekindle things that motivate you. You never know, man. You might. I know you don't want to go back on the road, but you never know. You might want to do a few more gigs at the Stardome. I think it's.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad that I listened to Bruce. And it wasn't nothing to do with listening to him. He just pretty much told me that we wasn't doing that. So I didn't really have a choice. It's kind of like here. Mama tells me what to do, and I do it.
But listen,
I hope that we can get something else together, and I know we can. But I know Dave wants to get in there and work with other people, and that's the best thing you can do because they'll give you advice that I can't give you because they know different parts of what they're doing, and especially when you work with different comics that have different comedy, you'll learn stuff from them that hell I don't know to tell you,
Well, I'll tell you, I really enjoyed my time with Julie when she was there on my first show, and I leaned on her pretty heavily, and she really was incredible to work with.
Well, where you're going to see a lot of growth in what you're doing is when you, as an MC, when you get a whole week with somebody and you've got 7 shows, because that's normally what they have. They work, you'll do Tuesday up to Friday. I think now they used to have 2 shows on Friday, but I think they've knocked it back to 1 show on Friday, and you do 2 shows on Saturday, and then you do a show on Sunday, and that's when you'll really see the growth. And after that 1 week, you'll feel like you know what the hell you're doing, because it's every night. And it'll be different every night. You'll go in there Tuesday night, and you'll kill it, and Wednesday night you won't, and you'll be upset about it, and then Thursday night you'll kill it again, and then you may, Friday nights are usually shitty shows, and the late night, the second show on Saturdays, no matter where you're at in the country, it's a shitty show because everybody's drunk, so you're having to deal with that. And you'll see, and sometimes, some places, when I used to work Greensboro, North Carolina, I was a pretty big draw up there, and I'd do radio up there, and I would sell out most shows every time I'd go, and on Saturday nights they would have me doing 3 shows, and 3 shows is tough because you're on stage at third show and you're doing the show and you're going, I think I've done this fucking joke before. You know, you sometimes will do the same joke twice because you've done it so damn much that one night you can't keep track of when the hell you done it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will say this, that, I mean, if you decide to go around locally, Huntsville, Chattanooga, Georgia, at least now you got someone to carpool with, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've tried to get Bruce to get me in up at Huntsville, and I'm not going to be able to get in up at Huntsville because what they do is that they've opened that. Some clubs around the country do this. They only bring in big acts. So they would use somebody like me as a feature, but a lot of time your big acts bring a feature. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get in there. And there's like 4 different club owners that own that club. I know Hef is in with it, and in with it. The guy that owns the Funny Bone, I can't think of his name, he's in with it, and then Bruce is in it. So there's like 4 owners into that club. So, and I'm not sure who books it. I don't know if the Funny Bone books it or if Heffron Talent books it. I don't know who books it, but I had asked Bruce about it. I said, when you go get me that club? He said, well, I probably can't. He said, because you're not a big act, and a lot of times the big acts bring the features, and hell, you don't want to drive to Huntsville to MC. And I said, no, I don't. So I kind of shot that down. But somebody like you MC, and you could probably get in up there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I would absolutely.
If you don't have, yeah, they say it's a beautiful club, and I've never been in it, but they say that the comics I know that I've seen comment on it, I think it holds about 150, 180 people. And they say it's a beautiful club and it's well run, so you know that's good.
Well, we got something to work on.
Yeah, I mean, I would go up and just stay the weekend because I'd like to hit those breweries anyways, so that wouldn't be an issue at all. Just make a weekend out of it.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Well, we got to get a sit down with you and Bruce. That's the important thing, especially when you get a week there, because he'll be there 1 or 2 or 3 of the nights that you're there, and then that's when you need to get a sit down with him. Because he could call Michael Alfano and get you in up at the Chattanooga. See, I haven't played the new club in Chattanooga. The one they used to have was downtown, and the one they've got now is in the Chattanooga Choo Choo. And I don't know if you know anything about that area, but it's in like what I've been told. It's in like almost like a mall, and they put you in the hotel that is connected to that mall. So you just walk to the club at night. And they say there's a lot of restaurants and bars around it, so it creates a really good atmosphere, and it kind of draws people in. You know, you got a lot of people in there, so you get a lot of walk-up business too. But the people that's played the club, the people that I've talked to, Janet Williams and some of the others say that it's just an unbelievable club, and it's much better than the one that they did have, and it was a great club. So if it's a lot better than that, I don't know if I could stand it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds interesting as hell. I'd be up for it. My big concern right now is I will tell you, and this is probably getting a little bit ahead of things, but I am interviewing. I have an interview coming up this week, and they're going to make a decision by the end of the week. And if I take this new job, it's going to be night shift. So that's a big concern. So that's going to, you know.
Well, that'll mess you up a lot. Yeah, because, you know, when I took the night shift where I'm at now, you remember it was every month or so I was doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday a lot.
Yeah.
And I had to pretty much sacrifice all that to go on night shift, and it had been 9 months since I'd been on stage. I had not been on that stage since I was on night shift, other than the night y'all come over there and they had that amateur thing, and I emceed that. That's the only time I'd been on it.
Yeah. So, but we'll know something later in the week on that. But
all right, man. Well, what was the next thing we were talking about? We were talking about that damn. We were all over the place today. I think we went from talking about microwaves to comedy to football.
I tell you what, here's what I like about the whole damn thing. I remember when you started this thing, Amber wanted nothing to do with it. She wasn't going to get on that thing, boy, and she's on it now, and hell, she won't shut up. That's what I've heard.
That's right. That's right.
I'm talking so much.
yeah, she said 2 words so far today.
She's all. Yeah,
well, damn, Joe, speak up.
That's right, Joe. She puts more in than Joe does. But speaking of Joe, Joe's working on some acting stuff. We're going to try to get him out there. He's working on doing some headshots and doing some monologues and stuff like that. So maybe we can get his.
Well, Joe would have been big in the 20s in them fucking silent movies. He'd have kicked ass in that.
He'd have kicked ass today. He would have kicked ass. So we'll see where that goes. Maybe with whatever connection and stuff like that. Maybe between if he gets his stuff going and Dave gets his stuff going, and we can get you fired back up, and then I'll be on this show going. Remember when?
Yeah, doing the show by yourself.
Nobody's
And I'm gonna tell you, if Joe could get a damn commercial, and I'm gonna tell you something. Some of these people that do these damn commercials make mega money. I'm talking about. There's a little guy that went to school at Corner up here, and I knew his mother really well. She had graduated my sister, and she actually did my headshots. Susan Dickerson, and it's her son, and he's moved out to L.A., and he does that PetSmart commercial, and I know they run it around Christmas, and he's a little skinny guy, and he's got like a beard, and he's got glasses, and she said he is just making major money off that damn commercial.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It pretty much pays all his bills year round.
Man, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Man,
Well, you know that old girl that does them Flow commercials?
Oh yeah.
She makes $800,000 a year making them fucking commercials.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, she couldn't make it prostituting because she ain't real good looking.
We won't tell her that. Dave might disagree with you. He's probably seen some roughnecks running around.
Yeah, I thought she was kind of cute, actually. Yeah, so,
Well, you know, hell, you put a hair helmet and some makeup on somebody, shit, you'll go for it.
don't.
I feel like I'm there. I'm just not getting the dirty look. That's the only thing.
He shot you one.
I smirked and I got a dirty look.
Well, I felt like Amber was about to throw her 2 cents in. So
I was going to say it's all about the atmosphere. You know, it depends on where you're going to take them.
don't.
That's right. Yeah. She's probably not the type you can say, here, grab a hold of this dumpster.
Oh, geez. Right. So, anyways,
It's all right. It's all right. We all have our moments.
yeah.
That's it.
But the difference
Hey,
between
guys, I've enjoyed talking to you. Call me. I feel like I'm on that party line. I hear everybody talking.
I understand. Well, we'll let you go, buddy. I'm glad you called in.
All right, hey, I'll be back over there. When I get over this damn hangover, it might take 3 or 4 days, but I'll be back.
All right. Sounds good, man. Tim, you have a good Sunday.
All right, buddy, we'll see.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Have y'all seen this screenshot? It's like a news thing. It's got this guy's picture and it says, "Man says his threat to blow up a bathroom had nothing to do with a bomb."
Yeah, I saw
Have
it.
y'all seen that
I'm going to
shit?
blow it up.
Well, so just out of curiosity, went looking, and so it was a real news article that happened just Tuesday up in New Orleans. Man accused of bomb threat says he only meant to blow up the bathroom with a bowel movement.
Yeah, I'm about to blow it up in here.
I say that every week. I don't understand.
Well, there's, it's a little different when you read the article. The manager says he asked when they were closing because he was going to get a bomb and blow it up.
Oh,
Oh, really?
There's always.
But they never, they're saying he never said anything about a bathroom.
Oh.
But
Well, I mean, what a great rebuttal when the cops come to you. So you said you were gonna get a bomb.
Yeah.
No, I said I'm gonna blow this thing up. I had to go to the
blow
bathroom.
the back out of the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. You probably had a little bit of that jambalala.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing worse than having to blow it up. You're in a bad spot.
That's what I'm
Could you
telling
imagine if he honestly had made the comment that he was going to blow the bathroom up? Yeah. With the bowel movement. Can you imagine having to be on the news for that shit?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was, in all honesty, it was probably the other way around. It was probably like he wanted some food or wanted to come in, and they were like, "No, we're about to close." And he's, "Well, I'll blow this mother up." And
Yeah. Let me just use your bathroom real quick. I gotta blow it up. I'm gonna go blow it up.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure he just said, "I'm gonna blow this building up," and then the cops chased him down,
who
and
knows?
then he was like, "No, I was just saying, I gotta use the restroom. I'm gonna blow it up." You know, that's a good cover.
Yeah. You're right. What? I guess my question would be: did they find any bomb-making material on him? You know?
It did not say that, no.
Yeah.
Well,
It did not make note of
again, knuckleheads are just gonna say, "If you don't let me in, I'm gonna blow this thing up." Sorry about that. We got a little boom
Yeah.
going on in there.
We still good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
But no, man, we were all over the place. I kind of wanted to go back to the damn quadcopter motorcycle things. Can you imagine, riding those damn things? And they're doing them for police.
Yeah.
Is what it was for.
But so eventually, it's going to make its way into regular society.
Oh, absolutely. Everything does. Yeah.
So I'll tell you, I was at, surprise to the group here, I was at a brewery.
Imagine that.
A couple, I think it was like a week or so ago. And this guy had this skateboard that he made. And he put these battery packs on there. And he said that skateboard will go 35 miles an hour. Now think about that. 35 miles an hour on a skateboard. And that's not kicking and pushing. That's just putting your feet on and then just hold on.
So it's like a hoverboard, the little
Like a
hoverboard things the kids are using, but it's
Yeah, but a skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he told me that he rides that thing everywhere. Work, whatever. And he said the range on it is, I think he said like 12 miles.
Damn.
That's pretty incredible.
That's pretty incredible.
But anything over 30 miles an hour on a skateboard, I mean, that's crazy fast.
That's hurting when you bust your ass.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like hanging onto a motorcycle or a bicycle.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You got nothing but the old feetsies hanging.
Yeah, yeah. So, you can get those, and he just said he modified it. So they make those battery-powered skateboards, and he said he just amped it up, and now it was 2 to 3 times heavier than a standard one, because I mean the whole underside was just packed with battery packs down there. But yeah, I mean all that stuff's coming, man. It's just as cool as hell.
Well, it's funny that you said that he modified it because there's a guy, the little battery powered cars. They come in a truck or a tractor, for the little kids.
Yeah.
There's a guy who used to live across the street from me, and he had 2 sons, and they were like a year apart, roughly, and they had the 2 little battery-powered pickup trucks that you buy from Walmart or whatever. And I guess he's pretty slick with electronics or whatever, but he did something. He changed something. He put 2 batteries in a series or whatever, and it literally made those trucks twice as fast. And his sons would be out there just humming, and they were little, no helmet, no nothing, man, old school 70s style, hope you don't get hurt, and they're out there, and those little things were so fast that they would drift.
Really?
Yeah, they'd spin the wheel, and them things would slide around. It was crazy. But I was asking about it. He goes, "Oh yeah," and he was trying to explain to me, what he did and stuff like that. But it just kind of reminded me when you said that guy modified his, but he changed something in a series and changed something with the motor. But man, it didn't replace the motor, but it was what it had in it. But he just changed something.
How old were his kids?
God, they were like kindergarten.
And they're running those things?
Yeah, just fucking, why? They're just flying up and down the street, man. It was crazy.
Huh. Wow.
Just taking all the meat off those little plastic tires.
Yeah.
You've seen those, like the trikes, but they're for the big kid.
The drift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Well, they started out, that they were just the drifting tricycles where they would put their pedaling style, metal frame, bicycle style, and they had the big wide tires, and they would take the PVC and slide over the tires so they'd be slick. And then there's a outfit, and I have to look the name of them up, but they took it a level further, and they put little motors on the back, like go-kart style motors on the back, so that it's all got a throttle like a motorcycle, and they get out there and they drift on those things too.
Yeah, I used to have a green machine. I don't know if you remember those. That was the most awesome thing ever.
I took the whole fingernail. I had a big wheel, and I'll never forget. I had a big wheel. I thought it was big shit, little guy, and I was at my grandparents' house, and I had a really nice super flat driveway. And I'd be out there and I'd ride that damn thing, and I'd be wearing it out. Well, a little bastard 2 houses down, he got a new one. Well, the new one had a handle for the right wheel that you reached like an emergency brake, and you pull it up.
So it makes you spin?
And it makes you spin. Well, mine didn't have it. And that pissed me off even at a young age. I was, 5 or 6, whatever. So I decided, well, fuck him. I'm gonna make one of my own. So I went and I found me a little stick, and I thought at 5 or 6 years old,
See, this motherfucker's been an engineer his whole life.
Well, let's hear the end of the story. Here's see how
I'm
it
just
works.
saying, he started young.
yeah, it started young. So I went around and I found me a stick, and behind my grandparents' house, it was like a little 1x1, you know. And I got on there and I broke it to where it was yay long, and I got to ride. And I decided that this is how intelligent a 5 or 6 year old is. If I jam that stick in between the wheel and the ground and pull up on it, that's going to work just like that handle that a true engineer, designer had designed. Not so much. It sucked my hand underneath that damn wheel.
That's what I was waiting.
Yeah.
And took that fingernail right off.
Shit.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So needless to say, my R&D days were, you have a few fails before you get a.
Oh, there's no doubt. But it was a lesson learned.
It was a lesson learned. You don't
Yeah.
stick fucking wood in anything moving like that. It's better than sticking it in the damn fan of the AC unit behind the grandparents' house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought you were going to say you stuck it in the spokes thing.
No. It was just a old big wheel, big fat plastic tires.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it, and I just jam that damn thing and didn't work out so well.
Yeah. What? Huh?
Yeah.
Why you laughing at me for?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the whole situation.
Yeah. That chick. Jesus. This one.
Somebody's dying. Family emergency. Call, text.
Well, it's whatever is important to you is the biggest crisis at the moment, you know.
And for people that aren't paying attention, we kind of paused for a second because Dave was having a phone emergency, and turns out that there was a gracious family member that just wanted to know how that banana pudding was.
Yeah. Put the whole world on hold for that. So.
But you have to, you never know. It might have been when you don't answer
Right.
is when the world does come to an end.
No, absolutely. And she knows I always will, answer. So.
Well, goddamn, if you do 5, 10 texts and 3 missed calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. What?
Go for it. Now I want some of that damn banana pudding if it was that good.
I got a little left at home. I should have brought it.
Yeah, that would have been delicious.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about. Today I know we've been kind of out of kick. A lot of holidays, things are going. We've got a little sound bite that's coming out for the holiday cheer that hopefully you guys will pick up on and listen to and share with friends. And it comes from the heart. We mean it. We think it's a great thing. But what we'd really like to talk about is an intro contest. We're running an intro contest that we're going to run for a month maybe or so. And what we really want you to do is, with our phone number, call in and let us know. Basically, we want you to record what you think our intro should be for our show. And if you listen to our show, you'll know us. And you can be funny, you can be serious, you can be sexy, whatever you think. And what we really want to see is if you know the show. If you've listened, we're not talking about just listening to one episode and then you kind of throw out some. Listen to all the episodes. Really, really know us and where we're going, and what we want to do is have you bring us in every episode, and then and if it's successful, we'll use it for other things too. We'll if we get 5 that are really good, we'll swap it up. But the best one will run for a while. And now understand this is not a monetary contest where you just maybe bragging rights. Hopefully you can tell your friends to listen so they can hear you on the show. And if you don't make the cut, but it's funny, we may use you for some sound bites. You never know.
Yeah.
So. Dave, you got anything you want to add to that? Or?
No, I think you covered it well. Just be creative, throw some stuff out there, and whatever you think is, if you want to do a funny one, this is your chance to be funny, and we'll put you on the air, and it'll be your 30 seconds of fame.
There you go. And that's a good point that you just made. Don't draw it out to be this long, drawn out thing. Just a nice little. Try to keep it to around 30 seconds. Just a nice little intro. Something that's good. Laugh, funny, or sexy. Girls, if you want to do sexy, throw that sexy voice in there.
I
Guys,
know why y'all are looking at me.
Well, you're the only woman in the room.
you're the only one in the room, right?
I do awkward. That's my thing.
Well, I mean, okay, ladies, if you want to do awkward,
Not sure we'll use it, but I will listen to it and we'll laugh at you.
yeah, well, that might, sexy might turn into funny.
There you go. Right.
So you never know. Amber, you got anything you want to add on that?
No, it's real good. I might,
Rub out to it? I mean, what would you?
Well, you just made it awkward. So.
Well, see, there I go.
All right. And the phone number to call is?
205-779-8474.
Excellent.
All right.
205-779-8474.
All right. The lady threw it out there. So
That was kind of sexy.
that was kind of sexy. Throw it one more time. A little sexy on there.
Yeah.
205.
Can you do sexy? I'm interested now. Can you muster sexy?
On the spot, can you muster sexy? Now that we put you on the
Hold
spot.
on. How long have we been together?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I know
How long
you
have we
want.
been together?
Oh, shit! Now just put me on the spot.
How long have you
10.
asked me
10 years plus.
say something sexy?
Well, that's usually
Look sexy, dress sexy, pose sexy. And what the fuck do I fuck it up every time?
You bring awkward. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I just try. I try.
I'm
one day I'll
so
break
awkward.
that shell for her.
But I can't. Like,
you can't bring sexy.
I can't. Sexy's not my thing. I'm just fucking awkward. And unintentionally funny.
Well, we all have a thing,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm unintentionally serious. Yeah. I just bring the serious.
But you're always sexy.
That's right. That is right. That is right. All right. Well, hopefully this is a good one. We're all over the page. I'm probably going to wrap it up since it's an awkward Sunday or awkward after the holidays, stuff like that. But we're going to be more prepared next week. Dave, don't forget, if you're available Friday, we're going to do a little Christmas thing.
I might make some banana pudding.
Yoo-hoo.
To go
Uh-oh,
with
don't
chicken
be,
dumplings.
now look, don't be competing with it. Dave gets a little funny when you start competing with family here.
I'm pretty strong with my banana pudding, so
I wasn't trying to compete. I was just thinking that goes well.
it does go well.
Actually, well,
If you like, I can bring some.
I was gonna say maybe she'll make a second run for you.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see.
Labor everybody on Dave's side of the family. Labor it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, happy holidays.